Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have a NXT event coming up Saturday. I mean, obviously, we got a ton of events, so we're just going to go into, predicting what we think is going to happen. I feel like this event is one of those things that's like, I wouldn't expect a lot of stuff to change, but I feel like we're going to at least get some really good matches. So we'll start off the card. There is 5 matches and 1 contract signing. This first match is Jasper Troy versus Javon Evans. Obviously, I think they're really high on Jasper Troy with having him win LFG and all that type of stuff. That I feel like he kind of wins here. I feel like his whole thing is still to go after Obafemi and try to be that big dog. And I think he kind of has to beat Javon Evans here. But I think this match actually is going to be really good because Javon Evans is obviously extremely stellar in the ring, and like it's kind of insane, like the stuff that he can do. So if he does that around Jasper Troy goes in there and does his best effort. This could sneakily be one of the better matches in the entire card, even though it's kind of the last match that was added to the card. So I'm gonna go Jasper Troy. I just really can't see them having this red hot momentum that they've been giving him to let him lose here. So the next match, and also another match that was just added to the card at the last minute, which the North American title match, which was a Falls Count Anywhere, which is Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page. Now, I really want to just say this is going to be a Ricky Saints win. I mean, I kind of feel like that's kind of what they've been building up to, but like, I don't know, man. Like, Ethan Page is kind of the perfect person to put into that title, you know, holder type thing because like a lot of people are going to chase him, and he's good on the mic and he's pretty decent in the ring to make those rivalries look good. And like, what's kind of the point of him dropping the title to Ricky Saints when he just pulled it off of Ricky Saints? Like, the back and forth doesn't feel necessary unless it was just kind of like the injury thing and this was going to be temporary anyways. I just feel like I don't really understand the point of doing it here. And a Falls Count Anywhere match, I'm pretty sure, is a no DQ match. So I'm pretty sure Ethan Page is just going to cheat 24/7 to try to get it. So I'm going to go with Ethan Page. I really do think it's a 50-50. I think you could flip a coin and that coin would decide it. It's kind of one of those difficult ones where you can't really nail it perfectly because there's no rhyme or reason to the match in the first place. Then we have, in the order at least these things, is the contract signing. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. It's Trick Williams, Joe Hendry, and Mike Santana. Honestly, contract signings are kind of boring to me. There's very few ways to make them like fun and interesting. It's going to end up in a brawl, and that's it, I guess. I mean, it's really not going to be much of anything, so it's it's whatever, I guess. Then we have the North American Women's Champion is Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame. Now, this one's kind of an interesting one because like this would be an opportune time to take it off of Sol Ruka because Izzy Dame is also like really rising up there. She's got Tatum Paxley on her side, and there could be a lot of stuff being told here. But I feel like the story with her and Zarya is just too important to like let that go. I think her with Zarya turning on her at one point like is the better storyline to pull the title off of her, and I feel like she should hold on to the title longer. Even though Izzy Dame does, I feel like deserve it here. I feel like this might not be the time to do it, and I like Sol Ruka as a champion anyway. So, to my feeling, I would want to keep her in there no matter what. Just as a fan of the division in general, but I think overall, I still think I'm gonna have to go with that too. So I'm gonna go Sol Ruka winning here, and there's gonna be a lot of shenanigans with Tatum Paxley and Zarya on the outside, and I could possibly see this being maybe a weird disqualification if something happens like that. I couldn't tell you. They could definitely run this one back in a different opportunity, I think, and it would be better. But yeah, the two North American titles could easily flip, and that's pretty much like where I see like the grayest of areas. So I guess we'll see. Next up, we have the Women's NXT Championship match. Now, this is a weird one because I feel like if you're really just a betting person, Jordan Grace wins this. There should really be nothing that comes from it. Oh wait, my bad. The championship match is on the weekend. This is the tag match. It's Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe versus Fallon Headley and JC Jace. Now, there's no way that Jordan Grace doesn't win here, like her team. Because Blake Monroe making her debut, I can't really see them giving her the L. I don't see her really turning on Jordan Grace. It would be kind of dumb right here and now to do that. And Fallon Henley is kind of the odd one out here to take a pin. They're going to try to cheat, and I think it'd give Jordan Grace that momentum to possibly take the title off of her because I just don't know. I don't see it. I wanted to keep an open mind with Jace getting it. That was kind of her whole point, was that she was kind of the person that nobody expected, and a lot of people didn't think she deserved it. So I feel like you kind of keep an open mind because she's playing with house money on how her title runs. If she loses it right away, everybody's happy. If she holds on to it a long time and makes it something special, then she looks amazing in it. So, yeah, I think this tag match just still goes to Jordan Grace. I think she needs some momentum, and it makes the next day a little bit more feasible for Jordan Grace to lose if she ends up losing. I still think Jordan Grace is going to win, especially with Slammiversary right around the way where it's supposed to be Jordan Grace or the winner of the women's NXT title against Slampovich, the TNA champion. So I feel like that's kind of the point of having that title, title for title. And I think like Jordan Grace being a knockouts champion multiple times would be the better call. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But I definitely think Jordan Grace's team wins here. And then we get to the NXT men's title. Now, last week I probably would have said Obafemi has like a 90% chance of winning it. I feel like after this week, I feel like, Iramara just kind of got a lot of momentum. I like their whole thing on NXT of having like the Noah stars wishing him luck and Io Sky and all that. I think that was a really nice package that we got to see. And honestly, I feel like his percentage has definitely ticked up to like maybe 30%. I still think Obafemi's gonna win. I just don't see Obafemi dropping the belt until like he's probably out the door. And if the draft is after SummerSlam, I think that's when he gets called up. I don't think there's much for him to do in NXT. He's one of those people that you have to have the title on, and once he takes that title off, there's really not much else he can do. Especially with NXT not really doing much other than like having that in the tag division. That's the only other way, like a thing that he can conquer. He already conquered the North American title. He's conquered the NXT title, and having a like second run down the line isn't probably in the cards unless they really think he needs more time. But I don't. I think he's had an amazing match. But this is the match of the night. I think this will be the best match out there from both wrestlers going all out. I think Solrika and Izzy Dame could also put on a pretty good chance of being that up there as being one of the better ones, but I still think it's going to be Obafemi and Iramara. So yeah, those are my predictions. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys excited for the giant weekend of wrestling? I'll be covering it all, covering All In, covering all of that type of stuff. So if you like all of this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.